Welcome, collective. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for this tarot. Right now we're just about at Christmas here, guys. Just about ready for sort of that last little bit of the holiday season when we get to relax. So I appreciate you all making time to tune in. We're gonna go ahead and get started with these guys here. This was the deck that was calling to me today, so we'll go ahead and see what message the universe has for the collective today. What message does the collective need to know? What would be helpful to the collective? What can't they see coming? Maybe they're dealing with an issue or with a person and need some advice. Spirit, can you please help bring guidance to the collective? The child within, inner mother innocence, and held. Unseen help, support, community. I gotta tell you here, I feel like we may be getting a message. I know we say as tarot readers, we say kind of from spirit a lot. We kind of speak of spirit as being a much larger energy. Today I feel like we may be hearing from a spirit. So somebody who has crossed over, somebody who is family or who was like family to somebody else. I do feel that it was somebody who was like a parent or a guardian kind of energy, because there's a whole lot of support here behind the scenes. And it's like towards somebody who they thought of who was almost like a child or a grandchild who they're trying to look after. So I'm not sure what's going on, but they're definitely, I'd say it's a pretty special Christmas present coming forward for the holiday season, is somebody like this stepping forward to deliver a very personal message. Rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy. I gotta tell you, I'm getting a vibe within these first two cards here. Spirit's encouraging someone to go ahead and pursue something. This is something that brings this person joy. This is some sort of a talent that somebody possesses. It's like, go for it. Go for it. Do what makes you happy. Because maybe somebody's been putting something off for a while, or something they would like to do, or setting their own wants and needs aside. And perhaps it's because of other energies around them, or just life circumstance. But Spirit's saying, like, whatever this is, take the next step. Go for it. You have a right to be happy. You have a right to your joy, the sweetness of a life. You have a right to peace. Don't be afraid to pursue whatever this is. Don't be afraid to make time for yourself after the rain. Yeah. I gotta tell you too, I keep feeling like this isn't, it's like this is your card, but this isn't your card. So this is, I keep feeling like this one actually speaks to spirit. I don't know if this person passed, like they passed after an illness, or they passed after something sort of tragic happened, because I do feel like relief and release within this. So whatever this person, this spirit who's coming forward now, whatever they suffered from here in the physical world, this piece of things is over. They no longer have to deal with whatever that was, whether that was a physical disability or an illness or whatever sufferings that they had here in the physical world. They don't have to deal with that anymore. That piece of things has been relieved. It's been released from them, and they've been able to sort of find inner peace. But they're encouraging whoever this read is for, they're encouraging you to do this as well. They're encouraging you to find your own inner peace. So I'm not sure what it is you're hanging on to, if this is like putting your happiness aside because you're dealing with other people or you got other things on the go. But they're like, man, it is time to find this peace, this inner peace, and this relief for yourself. It's time to start doing for yourself, despite what maybe others around you are saying. Other energies that you're dealing with, or even if you have a lot going on, it's important to carve out time for yourself. As an empath, I can feel the emotions and the energies in this card, and I feel just like inner peace and release. More than anything, like a cleansing. Like a cleansing. They really want whoever this read is for, whoever the spirit is reaching out to be able to release something painful and to be able to just find joy in life and to be happy. They really want somebody to find happiness here. I'm going to grab a few more. Clarity, a fresh start, a positive look. So, somebody's been through a loss. or had some sort of a loss, whether it was losing this person who was extremely dear to them, or whether it was perhaps even a relationship coming to an end or a job coming to an end. It was some sort of a big loss. I gotta tell you, sometimes things are a blessing in disguise. Certain losses in our lives, like maybe a job loss or something like that, it leads us to something more, a path we might not otherwise have taken. It's really hard to see it at the time, and usually it takes much farther into the future to be able to look back and to see how it all connects. But I keep feeling like this is a chance for someone to have a fresh start. I just got told resolutions. I don't know. I think Spirit is asking this person to perhaps make a New Year's resolution to start doing more for themselves, to start looking after themselves, to look at life like this is a fresh start. It's a fresh start. It's a new year. The winter solstice is over, right? So now we're into a new cycle here. It's time to start fresh. The Anointed. Interesting. Empowerment. Answering the call. This is the call to your own empowerment. Soul gifts. This is Spirit saying it's time to find your empowerment. It's time to be happy. It's time to find joy in life. It's time to release the things that are no longer serving you or might be weighing you down, are the words that I actually got told. Weighing you down. Things that are weighing you down. It's time to let them go. It's time to release them. The Thorn. Protection, boundaries, clear communication. It's maybe a time of you speaking your truth and being open and honest with the people around you and not being afraid to be assertive and to ask for what you need and to ask for what you want and really taking that empowerment back. I gotta tell you guys, I'm actually getting pulled to another deck right now. So I'm gonna set that one aside. And we're going to pull on the Infinite Energies deck here. And we'll see what cards come forward to help bring clarity to this read. Because I want to know more about what Spirit's talking about here. Oh, and then the first card that came forward was Clairvoyance. Okay, you might be an intuitive person, but your intuition might be being blocked at this time. It might be being blocked at this time because of everything that Spirit is kind of hinting at here that you've been dealing with. All the heaviness, the things that are weighing heavy on you that need to be released. It's like it works as a block. It blocks our intuition. It makes it hard to hear what Spirit has to say. Because maybe this is somebody who's been, honestly, maybe this is somebody who's been passed for a while and you used to be able to hear messages from them and you found that as of late that's not the case. And perhaps that adds to the burdens and that adds to the worry, and you're like, why can't I hear them anymore? Why can't I feel them? Why can't I sense them? You got too much shit going on. You got too much heaviness, too many worries. There is a need to release here. There is a need to release something that's going on, some sort of heavy emotion, some sort of worry, some sort of fear and doubt, and to start finding your happiness again and being happy. Release these things. You might also be somebody who's an empath, and some of this heaviness might not be yours as well. It might not belong to you. And so you kind of are using your intuition, but without knowing you're using your intuition and then taking on everybody's heaviness, actually makes it hard to hear the messages that are meant for you. Adolescence. I hate to tell you, adolescence is a tough time in life. I don't think you could pay me enough to go back to that one. It's like the border between childhood and adulthood, and it has so much energy and so much learning and so much newness. Everything is so new, but everything feels, I don't know, it's like it's complicated. There's lessons behind things. You're kind of losing a bit of your innocence and coming into the world too. I keep feeling like this is a transitional time for you. I feel like you're taking on a lot of heaviness right now, or you're feeling a lot of heaviness, when the energy that you should be taking on is sort of like, it's like this morning dew. A fresh start, clarity, a positive look. It's like the playfulness at adolescence, like still having that happiness, still having that wonderment as a child, and being able to look at the world in that sort of way that everything seems so magical and so new, instead of, I mean, let's face it, when we get older and we go through certain things, we do tend to get a little jaded. And it's hard not to look at certain situations through the filter of the negativity of things that we've experienced in the past. And this may be part of your heaviness that you're carrying as well, as things that have happened to you in the past or experiences that you've had. And there is a real need to let go of this and to sort of take on that joy of the future and not have the worry piece of things. Not worrying about what's it going to be like, or where am I going to go, or da-da-da-da-da-da, and all the ways that it can't work out or it could possibly go wrong. Instead of looking at it like all the infinite possibilities and the opportunities that can come forward, and all the new things that you can start and the new things that you can try. Mountain. Your willpower teaches us that every mountain is an opportunity to touch the sky. Absolutely. Mountain. It's like, it seems like a huge obstacle. And you know, it's funny because we got this in our read the other day, and it was like somebody was so focused on the goal that they were kind of forgetting about the journey. And our journey to trying to get to where we want to go is just as important as the goal itself. That's where we gain all of our knowledge, is by facing obstacles, is by learning how strong we are, learning how smart we are, learning skills that help to carry us through. And it's time to sort of recognize that this is just part of your journey too. This is another part of your journey. Venus is about beauty too. I gotta tell you, I keep feeling this vibe like it's time to see the beauty all around you. It's time to see the opportunity all around you. Venus tends to be, like I said, it is about beauty. It is about love. It tends to be a more feminine energy or a softer energy. I think you need to be kinder to yourself too. I think it's time to, I keep feeling like, I don't know if you're real harsh on yourself about what it is you're trying to do or what it is you're trying to accomplish, or what you've experienced or how things have gone wrong, and sort of like it's my fault, because I just keep feeling like this heaviness, and I keep feeling like a repeating too. So I don't know if you're telling yourself things over and over again as well. It's like it's time to change up the script. It's time to flip the script on yourself. It's time to recognize how smart you are, how strong you are, how far you've come in your life, and what you've accomplished and what you've learned. Because everything that you've learned is also an accomplishment too. It's time to look at an ending as just a new beginning. And the opportunities that can come from that as well. That spirit is worried. They haven't left you. They're worried about how you're feeling, how you're thinking right now, and that you're having this tough time and that you're struggling. And spirit wants to let you know that they want you to be happy again. They want you to have a shift here, an energy shift. It's time for a new way. It's time for an energy shift and start looking at things in a more positive light and recognizing what can come forward. Like I said, opportunity. It's all about opportunity. The strength card. Where there is no struggle, there is no strength. I gotta tell you, I keep feeling like for whoever this read is resonating with, you've had your share. And that might be part of what's weighing so heavy on you now, is you're focusing on the negative part of that struggle, which I think we all experience as well. And this is something we all struggle with, is instead of focusing on the negative part of that struggle, recognizing that we've survived it. We were strong enough to survive it. We were strong enough to look deep within and to see the lesson that was behind it. And to recognize that we can handle what comes our way, and we can learn the lessons that come forward to us, even if they're hurtful, even if they're disappointing, even if they shake our world up. We can still learn from them, and we come out stronger on the other side. Yeah, that feeling. Never be afraid to say what you really feel. The thorn, clear communication. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. And that might be part of the lesson that you learned, and whatever this is that you've gone through in the past, and maybe you kind of held your tongue a bit because maybe you didn't want to rock the boat, or you didn't want to argue with someone, or you were afraid of the repercussions if you spoke your truth. Spirit saying speak your truth. Ask for what it is you want in life. Ask the universe, ask God, ask Spirit, and ask the people around you and the energies around you for what it is you're looking for, instead of settling and feeling like you're settling. Don't be afraid to ask for what it is you need. Don't be afraid to express your feelings. You might have been sort of holding a lot of this crap in, keeping it to yourself. Maybe you're not somebody who shares a lot. I'm not saying you gotta go out and find somebody you gotta spill your guts to. It might even be a good idea, if you don't like sharing with other people, just to journal. Because there is a need here to express that as well. Because as you express those things, it's that release. It's that release feeling, letting it go, being able to cut ties with it and walk away from it. And there is a need to release here. Envy. I do have to tell you what I feel in this envy card. And I do feel like it's your energy looking at other energies, and not like envious or jealous or in a negative way, but seeing other people and seeing like, it doesn't seem like other people have to struggle. Why do you have to struggle? Why is it kind of so hard? And why do you see other people maybe seemingly finding success a lot easier? You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I'll remind you that you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know what struggles other people face. I gotta tell you, I think everybody goes through that at some point in our life or another, where we struggle with that, where we wonder where our place is, where we feel like we're sort of getting left behind, or we're having trouble finding our purpose or finding our path. So you don't necessarily want what someone else has. What you want is what's right for you, what's going to make you happy. We're going to grab a few more here. Pluto, I break down the old and build the new. Pluto is a planet about revolutionary change, big changes. Big changes. Again, an ending is just a new beginning, morning dew. You're really getting encouraged here to start fresh. Contraction. I keep feeling, it's weird, I keep feeling the opposite of this. I gotta tell you, I keep feeling the opposite of this. Feel like maybe you've been like this. Maybe you've been sort of going within lately. Maybe you've been sort of pulling within yourself. But I keep feeling like this reaching out or this expansion. It's time to expand. It's time to expand and start doing what's right for you. Going out and doing things that make you happy. Putting an effort into finding ways to do things that make you happy and that bring you joy. And I gotta tell you, I just got told, unapologetic was the word I got told. So don't feel guilty about taking time for yourself and doing things that are just for you and giving back to yourself. I got told, don't feel sorry about it. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't let other people make you feel guilty about it. It's important to give to yourself too. You can't run yourself down. You got to be able to look after yourself too. Tundra, the only way out is through. Life will find a way. It always finds a way. Like, here's the thing too. You may be going through a rough patch, and we all do. And it might not be the last time in your life. It's probably not the first time in your life. I think we go through a lot of these periods in our life where we sort of struggle or have a dry patch, where we really struggle to find our way. And it's kind of off and on and off and on. We always find a way through. Life is never forever stagnant or staying the same. Change is inevitable. There will always be change. There will always be change. And there is another side of this. Whatever this is, if you're experiencing something really heavy, where you're feeling a really heavy depression and you cannot see the other side of it, there is another side of it. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. It will not always be like this. Change will come forward. Dark matter is love. It's the attracting force, dark matter. I gotta tell you, I keep feeling this. There is something much bigger in this card that it's speaking to. Something much bigger that connects all of us. That connects you to whoever this spirit is who's coming forward today to deliver this message to you. There is always this connection, this soul connection, but I feel like it's something a little bit deeper than that. Something within, something we can't see, and it's something out in the universe. is this deeper connection. You are meant to keep going. You are meant to keep moving forward. You are meant to keep pursuing your goals and release whatever these blocks are. This clairvoyance, your whatever skills that you have, these intuitive skills that you have, you're meant to keep doing these. You're meant to stay in touch with these. You're meant to develop these. These were given to you for a reason, and you are meant to use them. You're meant to tap into them and to use them. You feeling like you have a bigger purpose here. You have a bigger purpose. Will. I gotta tell you though, this Will card and this Mars card are absolutely connected. It's like having the passion and having the drive to keep going. Finding that passion to keep going. Because that Mars card, that is a masculine energy, and that masculine energy is always very action oriented. It's always like doing, taking action. I think you're going through a really friggin' rough time. I think you are. I think you've had some heavy losses, and I think all this shit weighs really, really heavy on you. Really heavy. I do feel a whole lot of struggle in here, and there may be, like I said, depression, anxiety. You might be having a hard time connecting. Like this clairvoyance card, being able to connect to those who you love, who have crossed over to the other side, to your intuition. But it's because of the heaviness that you can't connect right now. It doesn't mean your intuition is faulty or it's not working. It's just being blocked by the heaviness. Spirit is still there. They haven't left. They haven't gone anywhere. And they're still trying to speak to you and communicate to you. And this is what they're communicating. They want you to be able to release the heaviness. They want you to be able to release the darkness. They want you to be able to find your joy in life and to do for you. They want you to have a more positive outlook on things where you can see the beauty in everyday life. And to recognize your own strengths and your own beauty. To not be afraid to express your feelings. And to keep reaching for something better. To see that there's always change around the corner. Life is never the same. And you can be a driving force in the change and in what direction that change takes you. I'm getting pulled to the lights here, so we're going to keep going with that. We'll see what else Spirit has to say to you today. They made one heck of an effort to come to my cards today to talk to you. Justice. Justice is all about balance. It can also be a Libra energy too. I'll just let you guys know. But I see, it's really interesting because there are two figures in this card. And for this read, it's not by accident that this card was chosen, this deck was chosen, that this was chosen for you. This is Spirit on the other side keeping an eye on you. Recognizing that you're having a hard time finding balance. And I do believe that they're doing what they can do to try and help you find that. But like I said, it's tough because you can't hear, because you got all this stuff going on. You got emotions going on. The Two of Cups, you have a soul tie with this person. Whoever has crossed over, that soul tie and that connection still exists. It still exists. They're watching over you. And they're trying to bring forward a message today that they feel is going to help you. Something that they feel is going to be beneficial. That love is always there. That connection is always there. Like I said, it's a soul tie. So it doesn't end when somebody crosses over to the other side of the veil. It forever stays. The Hangman, they're also telling you that you are in charge of your life. That you are in charge of whether you succeed in certain things or not. And if you chose to change the direction, if you chose to change your attitude, if you chose to change your outlook, I got told the word unstoppable. So I do feel that you can make some pretty extreme changes in your life in the direction that you're going in. But a lot of it's going to be up to you. The Knight of Pentacles, I got told that this life is a journey. Okay, a Knight of Pentacles, he's usually a kind of steady Eddie, slow and steady, but always reaches the finish line, always gets to his goal. But in this read, I got told by my guides that this is speaking to our life journey and your life journey. It happens over a period of time. There's ups and there's downs, but it's important to stay with it, because if you stick with it and if you persevere and if you stay positive, in the end, you will find success, because the Knight of Pentacles always does. Always does. There's these fond memories. This person will always be in your heart. The good times that you had with them and the fond memories will never go away. It's important to remember that, because they think fondly of you. And when you do have these moments out of the blue where a memory pops into your head of this person, that is actually them sending that memory to you. They're bringing it forward to you. I think they're your guide. I think they are absolutely your guide. I got to tell you too what I see in this Six of Swords. And that's new. I haven't seen that before in this card. But this is Spirit stepping forward very specifically for this read. This is them guiding your boat. So I do see this where you have times of struggle, where you have times where you feel a bit lost. You have times where you feel depressed. And this heaviness that you're feeling now. And it's like you don't know where to steer the boat, or you feel like you're lost in a storm. They're guiding you. They're guiding your boat. They're helping to bring you through. Even though you might, like I said, you might be going through periods where you don't feel their presence around you. They're still there. And they're still helping out, and they're still guiding you. I'm going to grab these ones because these ones came flying out. The Empress. I gotta tell you, with this Empress card, I do feel that this is your energy, but not 100% right now. I'll tell you what I mean by that. This Empress energy, it usually speaks to healing. It speaks to personal growth. It speaks to abundance. But the Empress isn't just a state of mind. A lot of times this Empress is like a journey. It's your Empress journey. So it has to have a starting point, a point where you start with healing. Healing your heart. Mending your heart, learning, progressing, and finding your abundance. You are at the beginning of your Empress journey. You're right at the beginning where you're going to have to start with the healing process. You're going to have to heal your heart. You're going to have to heal your mind and heal your soul, and learn some lessons about being able to speak your feelings and to ask for what it is you're wanting in life, to find that drive and that push to keep going, to learn to release things that don't serve you, or hurt or sadness that just holds you back, and to start looking at life with optimism. These are some of the lessons that you're going to have to learn, and this will be a process over time, but you're being guided. Your boat is being guided to the journey of the Empress. That's what Spirit's trying to take you on. They're trying to help guide you to an Empress journey. And at the end of the Empress journey is self-confidence and is abundance. A lot of that comes from nurturing yourself. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is that abundance, is that confidence, is that happiness. And you see all this abundance? Well, you see one figure. It's this person who does it for themselves. They build their own abundance. They build their own abundance, and this is what you can do. That's why I heard the word unstoppable with that Hangman. That's why Spirit told me that word unstoppable. Because if you can make your way through this shift to find that clarity, that you can bring forward the changes that you want in life, Spirit says you're unstoppable. But it's going to take a lot of healing. I see that too with this Three of Swords. This has been really tough. This big loss has been weighing very heavy on you. Whatever this loss is, if this is this person that you lost, and that's where this grief is coming from, if this is a culmination of things, it has absolutely been weighing heavy on you. The King of Wands. I'm going to grab a couple more here. So Wands can be a fire sign. It might speak to somebody who has a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries energy, this King of Wands. It's funny, a lot of times I feel a really hard, fiery energy with that card. I feel a very soft energy coming from him, despite him being a king, so that masculine energy, which tends to be Mars, more aggressive, more action-oriented. It feels really soft. It feels like a very soft energy. I'm going to pull some more. I got to tell you, that guy wanted to come out in the worst way. It's like trying to find your inner lion, trying to find your fire. Spirit wants you to find your fire. The Ten of Wands, that journey over time and burdens. I think you've collected a lot of burdens over time. I think you've had one hell of a journey. But like I said, it's like focusing on the negative parts of the journey, the losses, the things that didn't go right, the disappointments, instead of the lessons that were learned, the knowledge that was gained, the strength that you gained along the way, looking back and saying, hell, I survived that. I survived that. And when that happened, I learned this. And I learned this. And I learned this skill. And I learned this thing about me. It's like being able to look at them as almost blessings in disguise because they taught you so much. These things that you've been through. I keep feeling it even in the King of Wands. I feel like he's your card. But he's so soft. Like it's a softer energy right now because it's dealing with the emotions. And I keep feeling like it needs to shift into that powerful, passionate energy. That's what Spirit wants to see. They want to see you shift into that passionate energy. So you might have a lot of fire energy in your chart. Eight of Swords. It's really weird. I got to tell you what I feel in this Eight of Swords and what Spirit is telling me. It's like from the other side of the veil, they see everything so clearly. They look at you, they look at your situation, and they just see it all so clearly. But for you, it's like the figure who's blindfolded and who's bound, like you just can't see it. You can't see how it all affects you. You're having a really hard time finding that clarity and that release. That release, because even the binds speak to the heaviness that you feel from the emotions right now. But on the other side, they can see the clarity of your situation. The Ace of Cups. They love you. They are encouraging you to heal your heart. A lot of times this Ace of Cups can speak to like a new love, a new cycle of abundance, happiness. I just keep feeling like your heart, you need to heal your heart. Your heart needs to heal. You need to release this heaviness for yourself. And the Sun card. Oh, wow. See, and this is part of that Hangman and that message that came forward from this spirit who is your guide and your guardian. That's that unstoppable power. Once you've been able to free your heart of the heaviness and really release those binds that are holding you, those emotional binds that are stopping your passion from flaring, you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable. You will drive some very heavy change in your life. The Lover's card. I gotta tell you, yeah, sometimes it speaks to romance. A lot of times this Lover's card just speaks to relationships. And sometimes choices that need to be made in relationships. I'll tell you what I see. I get pulled back to the Two of Cups with this one. And I just feel like this connection that you have with whoever this spirit is to you, that relationship, that soul connection, is not stopping. It's not going anywhere. Not at all. They will follow you all the way through. I do feel that once you can release some of this heaviness, it will help you to tap back into your wishing. And I keep getting this impression of having dreams where I receive messages from this person, or seeing signs, or actually hearing their voice or sensing their presence. So your intuition will kick back in and you'll start to feel them around as you can release the heaviness. As you can release the heavy burdens, it's like a fog dissipating. A fog around your third eye, and you will start to feel your closeness to this person again. You'll start to feel that connection again, because that is a lifelong connection. That is a lifelong connection that is not going anywhere. And this Ten of Cups, a lot of times this Ten of Cups is that abundance and that happiness in the home life. I gotta tell you, like, they'll be with you throughout the whole thing. All your milestones in life. Everything that you go through, this person will be there even if you can't see them. If you can sense them or you can't sense them, it doesn't matter. They're still there. This spirit has chosen to be your guide and your guardian. And they have chosen to try to keep speaking to you, to help guide you on your journey. judgment, and to try and help show you the way. This is interesting because I gotta tell you what I feel in this card. I do feel, and I'm getting this more and more as I'm carrying through the cards, you actually have very strong intuitive skills where you do connect with spirit. So whoever your guide is, you actually do have a very strong tie with them. And a very strong way of communicating with them too. And this might be another part of what's weighing heavy on you, because maybe this is something you're really used to, as having these strong psychic abilities, and now it seems like they're kind of taking a vacation or they're on hiatus. That will come back when you can release these burdens. And I keep feeling like it'll be stronger. I get the impression as well. I have to tell you, I get the impression as well that they kind of give you the inside track on certain things. Like they really give you some useful advice and some useful information. When you are able to speak to them, when you're able to hear them, I do feel like you get a fair amount of very clear info from your guides that a lot of people who are intuitive of would be very jealous of how strong your abilities are, because I think they're that strong. I do believe they're that strong. I got told that there's a purpose behind it. There's a reason, there's a purpose. You might be a light worker or be destined to be a light worker. You might be supposed to use these gifts to help other people or change the world in a bigger way. That is also why Spirit is encouraging you to sort of come back to life, to do this transition, to be able to release the heaviness and the burdens, to come back to your calling. So like I said, they're guiding you to your Empress journey. That's where they're guiding your boat. To the Empress path. The Six of Wands. Yeah, you are something special. I gotta tell you, some of it I can't put into words. It's just energies and feelings that I get. It is about your path. It is about your psychic abilities. There is a purpose here. There is a higher purpose. But you have to take a learning journey first. There's healing that you have to do. Because let's face it, we're all human, right? So we all still have things that go on in our lives and our own hang-ups and our own whatevers that we have to deal with. This is just part of yours. This healing is part of yours. This learning to speak your feelings. Learning to take joy in life again. This is part of your journey. It is absolutely part of your journey, but you do have a higher calling and you do have a higher purpose. And it does have to do with your psychic skills. Absolutely is what Spirit is saying. That's what they're telling me. That one wanted to come out. It just came flying out. That's the one I want to see first. The Knight of Wands. This Knight of Wands, I gotta tell you, this Knight of Wands can be impulsive at times. Sometimes this is someone who acts without thinking too. I keep getting told that you need to think about the bigger picture or think about the future ahead. So I don't know what decisions or rash decisions Spirit thinks you might make. But it's very important for you to keep moving forward and keep pushing on, even though things are hard. Even though there's a lot of rough emotions here, you are getting encouraged to keep moving forward. Do not give in to any impulses. Do not give in to any last minute impulses. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing forward. The Two of Wands. And I gotta tell you, a lot of times the Two of Wands speaks to choosing a path and can speak to you've already chosen and you're waiting. I keep feeling like Spirit is waiting for you. Spirit is there. They're always there. They're waiting for you. They're trying to help guide you. When you're in a place where you can hear their messages again, you'll hear their messages. They're not going to stop. They're not going anywhere. They're not leaving you. They're not ditching you. They are still with you. It's like that's Spirit. That is that Spirit just waiting for you. In waiting mode, in limbo mode, waiting for you to be ready to take up your torch, to keep moving down this Empress path. I tell you with this World card too, a lot of times it speaks to rewards from the universe, sort of what goes around comes around. I keep feeling like a new cycle. a new cycle in this. But I get told it comes with information and intelligence. This is part of what I was feeling with judgment, with Six of Wands. This is part of with your psychic skills on this new chapter, with you pushing through, with you learning these lessons that you are supposed to learn on your journey in life. These are meant for you. These lessons are meant for you, to give you wisdom, to give you knowledge. And I keep feeling like that knowledge is like, that is like power. I keep feeling a lot of power and a lot of passion, a lot of electricity behind it. I can't describe it better than that. It's something that drives you forward. It's something that, like I said, like this unstoppable, the sun and the hangman, like that unstoppable, that burst of life, that burst of change, the burst of clarity, of understanding, of passion. That's what this world card is tying into. And it comes from the knowledge that you gain during this time. So this time, even though it feels shitty and heavy, is actually very critical to your personal and psychic development. This is something you were meant to go through so that you could learn. It's almost like a rite of passage, it strikes me as. It's like something you had to go through. You had to, I don't want to say pay your dues. Like I said, it feels like a rite of passage. A rite of passage so that you could step up to the next level. The Tower is about transformation. This is your time of transformation. Like I said, I think it's really hard to see now. A year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I think you're going to look back and you're going to see it as exactly this. A time of transformation. A time of you coming into your power. A time of you recognizing this knowledge and gaining this knowledge. And it's almost like this rocket booster that sends you forward into what you're supposed to be doing. And I gotta tell you, it ties into your psychic skills. It does tie into your psychic skills and your guides, because your guides are extremely strong and your skills are extremely strong. The Five of Swords. I tell you what I feel in that Five of Swords, and I hope I don't offend anybody. But I do feel inner voices, and I do feel that these voices talk about sort of giving up. Giving up because of the heaviness, because the hurt is that heavy. It talks about sort of giving up. It's that depression creeping in. It's so heavy. And that's why I got the warning. I have to tell you, I'll be honest, and you might not like it, but I'll be honest. That's why I got the warning from that Knight of Wands about not being impulsive and not giving up or taking action to step away from life. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Do not be impulsive, thinking it never gets better than this. This is always going to be this way. I'm sick of feeling like this. I can't handle this hurt anymore. And then taking action. Do not take that kind of action, is what Spirit is saying. You have a bigger purpose here. In the physical world, you need to stay in the physical world. You need to learn these lessons. You need to push through. You need to find your happiness. There is an other side of this. And Spirit on the other side of the veil can see that possible future. Even if you can't, they can see it. They can see what can be on the other side of this, and the happiness and the abundance that you can achieve if you choose to. And that's why they're coming forward today too. They want that for you. They want you to go on your Empress journey. They want you to heal your heart and your soul. They want you to tap in deeper to your psychic abilities. They want you to find your purpose and your North Node and to be able to move forward and find your joy and abundance in life. There is so much abundance waiting for you in the future, so much happiness waiting for you in the future. Well, it's up to you to choose to pursue it. And that's what Spirit is asking you to do today. The Page of Wands. I gotta tell you, this Page of Wands, a lot of times it represents good news on the way. This Page of Wands is representative of who you lost. And the news that they're bringing forward and the message that they're bringing forward today just for you. To not give in to this darkness or these dark feelings at times. To not give in to the heaviness. To see that the future is full of so many opportunities, unimaginable opportunities. You just have to reach for it and you have to believe in it. And Spirit is encouraging you to move forward no matter, like I said, no matter what you got going on, no matter how heavy it is. The one constant we always go through is change. This will not always be this way. Life brings change. It always brings change. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel here. And when you're feeling lost, somebody is guiding your boat in the storm. Spirit's guiding your boat. When you have these memories come forward, these comforting memories kind of out of nowhere, this is your guide bringing that forward to say, hey, I'm still with you. I'm still here in your heart. I'm still guiding you. The Fool card. The Fool card is a shift of perspective. It is a new perspective, looking at the world in a new way, looking at the world in a fresh way. This ties into, like I said, the knowledge from the World card as well. This light that comes from the knowledge, from the understanding that's gained during this time. And the Two of Pentacles is speaking to the balance. Being able to find balance within yourself. And this is why it's important to be able to do for you. To do things that bring you joy. To do things that make you happy. And also, I gotta tell you, it's also important to take time and make an effort to recognize the beautiful things around you and the blessings that you do have. Because it helps to offset some of the negativity and the heaviness that you feel. By taking time to recognize that beauty, taking time to recognize those blessings, taking time to reminisce on happy, fond memories. It's going to help in the healing and in finding balance again. I tell you most what I feel about this Moon card. And I gotta tell you, it does bring me back to the Five of Swords. It does bring me back to the Knight of Wands. It is that heaviness. It is that sort of that sinking feeling. That sinking feeling. I feel a lot of sadness in this card. And I usually don't get that from the Moon. The Moon usually speaks to secrets or the subconscious, things like that. I just keep feeling that sinking. That sinking in that darkness. And somebody like just slowly sinking into the sadness. And it's time to start pushing for the surface. And that's what Spirit's encouraging. It's time to start pushing for the surface. You are the magician. You can manifest change in your life. Doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight or you got some sort of magical powers like bewitched or whatever. But you do have the ability to drive change in your life. You absolutely do. You have the ability to pursue your goals. You have the ability to find beauty in the world around you. And like I said, I keep feeling there is something about your psychic powers that are extremely strong in your connection with Spirit and the messages and information that you gain that help you in manifesting in the world around you. Very important, and you're being encouraged to do some learning there. Learning about yourself. This is part of your pursuits here. And the things that you need to go through, these lessons that are just for you to learn about yourself. But also learning with your psychic abilities too. And I do feel like everything that you're going through right now and being able to find your way through the emotional side of things and through the healing side of things, it's like it prepares you for furthering your psychic abilities. Being able to find stability in your emotions allows you to open up your third eye farther and gain more knowledge, because you can maintain an emotional balance while you take this information in and while you receive your messages. Like, it doesn't throw you off. It doesn't make you feel funky, because you've been able to find your balance and stay grounded. It is a time of rebirth. This is supposed to be a time of rebirth for you. You don't always know what the universe has in store and why the universe and God sort of brings about all the situations that we go through in our lives. You don't always see the purpose, and you sure don't see it at the time. But looking back, that's why they say hindsight's always 20/20, because looking back, sometimes it's a lot easier to see how one event led us to something else, that led us to something else, that led us to a decision that changed the course of our lives. And I do feel like this period for you is a very important part of that journey. Because this is how you learn to refocus. This is how you learn to look at the world in a new light and in a positive light. It just like it opens your mind up in a different way. It allows you to see things from a completely different perspective. And that new perspective is part of what gives you so much power. It's part of what gives you the power to drive change and to be able to manifest different things in your life. Because you're not looking at things from sadness and darkness anymore. You're looking at things for light and opportunity and hope. And so this is meant to be a rebirth. It's that death is the release of everything from the past. It's the release of the heaviness. It's the release of the way you used to look at things. Of all the negative parts of the journey, the disappointments, the things that didn't work out. And the new rebirth is that shift, that energy shift, that shift of thought, that shift of the way of looking at the world. The Four of Cups, I got told the words refusal of the call, and I am pulled back to one of our cards from the beginning. The Anointed, answer the call. Okay? This is part of your calling. This is part of your calling. You were given your psychic gifts for a reason, which will become clear to you in the future if it hasn't already become clear to you. You've been given them for a reason. You have a higher purpose here in the physical world. You are supposed to stay here in the physical world and pursue your psychic abilities. You're supposed to find emotional balance and happiness and joy. And I don't doubt that Spirit wants you to be able to find your balance and your happiness and your healthiness so that you can then help others find it too. I think that's what your higher calling is, to be a leader and to help others find empowerment. You were given gifts for a reason. Don't refuse the call. They are absolutely gifts, and they can bring great happiness into your life. You can bring great happiness into your life. That is what Spirit's saying. Like I said, Spirit can see things that we can't see. They can see things on the other side of the veil, and they see a potential future for you. And they're showing me bits and pieces of it, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it is an Empress journey. And it comes with great psychic abilities. And it comes with, I think, helping other people find their way after you've found it yourself. And I do believe it gives you abundance, happiness, and balance. All the things that you crave and are not sure that you can find for yourself right now, Spirit is saying you can do it. You can do it, but you need to be the one to persevere. And you need to be the one to be able to heal your own heart and to heal your own soul and to do this work for yourself, because this is your journey. This is your journey that you are meant to be on and you are meant to take. And through this journey will come that knowledge. I just keep seeing knowledge in this world card, powerful knowledge that you can share with others. And it will bring you abundance in this lifetime. Alrighty guys, I really hope that message got to where it needed to go, because Spirit put a lot of effort into bringing it forward today. Take care everyone.